Good morning, welcome to the shed. So it's episode 2 of the bench build. Today we're going to be gluing up the bench top. So I've got no space, that's why I'm doing this standing up. I've had to, because of all this wood in here, I've got no room for anything, so it's going to be a bit tricky to move things around, but I'll just sort of zoom you in and you can see what's happening. Okay, so first stage is to drill these bench top pieces. The first one obviously doesn't get drilled, everything else is just drilled and screwed one by one in layers. Obviously important to keep it square and level. I haven't planed the individual pieces because I didn't feel confident enough to get them straight. They are straight because they've been through the table saw. I'm going to say that that's straight enough for me. I'm going to line them up using a piece of flat surface and basically get the bottom flat and level with no twist, and then if necessary, or it will be necessary, I'll plane the top once it's all one piece. I feel more confident planing it as one piece than I do individually, because I think I'm probably more likely to cock it up. So when we drill this and screw these batons together, or these bench top pieces together, I need to offset the screws slightly, otherwise we'll be putting one screw into the other. So basically I'm going to spread out the screws, shift everything over by 1/2 inch, and do 2 different templates, one 1/2 inch offset from the other, and then I've got to just make sure that I get them in the right order as I glue them. So as I glue them, I'm going to be clamping, then screwing. I don't feel confident enough to just screw straight into the wood. I think it'll move. So I'm going to glue it, clamp it, screw it. There you go. Okay, let's do it. So I am going to start with this piece here, which is my I'll call it the face piece, although it actually will not be showing. So that's a nice piece to start off with. And these 2 pieces are going to be my templates, or my first template. Everything looks nice and square, that's good. Okay, so I'm going to measure this to the middle, which I know is 33 inches, because these are 66 each. And then I'm going to measure 1.5 inches from each end. Oh, I don't know if that's enough yet. 1.5 inches from each end. I haven't got a lot of room in here, as you can tell. Okay, so those are my main points. Everything else doesn't really matter too much, but I am still going to measure it anyway. That's that one. Okay, and then I'm just going to keep splitting that in 2. I think the long ruler might be better for this. So that is 80 centimetres, 40, 60, 20. Tell I'm a child of the 70s. I can swap between inches and centimetres easily. 40, 60 and 20. To be honest, I think that we should all be using metric. However, when you're doing woodwork, somehow feet and inches seem to make more sense. I don't know why, it's just easier to divvy things up. But that's probably just me. Okay, there you go, that's my screws. That's going to give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 screws plus double those, because I'm going to double up some of them. So sort of 15 screws per piece. It's a lot of screws. Okay, so that's that one. And then we just offset it slightly by half an inch was what I said. So the nearest piece, the nearest screw to the end will be an inch away. That's why I did 1.5 inches. Okay, so just transfer these lines over. I know you can't actually see this, but I'm telling you what I'm doing. So now I will have one that's offset and one that's straight, or equally divided, I should say. And that'll ensure, as long as we go alternative, that will ensure that they don't meet up with each other. The screws shouldn't clash. The other reason I'm doing this accurately is because I want to know where the screws are if I ever fit any bench dogs. Well, I am going to fit some dead bench dogs. I just haven't decided how or why or when yet. Okay, right, so that's that. Now I just need to again mark where I'm going to put the screws. Okay, I'll finish marking those up and I'll get back to you when I start drilling. Okay, successfully drilled all my pieces. I'm now going to lay them out, get them ready for gluing. So I'm going to have a nice straight edge on the bottom. I'm not so worried about the top because I'm going to clean the top up. I'm more worried about level, or twist than undulation. So the idea is that I will glue, clamp and then screw. And I've already forgotten which one I took that from. So that's an even. An offset. We are ready to start gluing. I've got glue, screws. I've put all of my pieces in the right order. Some of my holes didn't quite line up, they weren't quite offset, which was a bit of a problem. So I've had to pick and choose, make sure I get them in the right order. Okay. I'll need that. And I'll need this. Okay. Make sure I get all the way along without any stress. Need some clamps. Okay, so I don't have a lot of room, but I'll have to manage. Here we go with the expensive glue. This is the right stuff apparently. Tight Bond, not sponsored by them. Not yet anyway. Alright. Let's do this. Obviously I don't really know what I'm doing, so this could be a laugh. I guess I can't have too much glue, at least that's one thing. I definitely need more than that. More at this end. I still feel like that's not enough. Okay. Right, that feels like enough now. First piece. Here we go. I'm going to line it up just at the one end, which is this one. Then I've only got one end to trim, that's the idea anyway. Get a clamp on there. Is that lined up nicely? The bottom edge is what I'm using as my reference edge. So what I can do is, if I'm happy with that edge there, which I believe I am, I can put a screw in here. That's not going in far enough. It's got to be sunk below. That doesn't feel like it is. What do you think? No, I think I need to countersink that one. The bottom. Yeah, that's below. Okay, so I just need to go in one, and then we'll be good. I need a clamp up this end. Keep that straight. Straight. Okay guys, that went really well. This is the bench top, looking sweet. I didn't really make any major cock-ups. That end has sort of sneaked out a square slightly just as I was lining up the end pieces, but that's fine. I can draw a line across that and clean it up. I already had the plane on here, even though the glue's not dry, just to see how easy it was to flatten, and I think it's going to be something I'll be able to manage quite easily. So that's all good. That end also needs tidying up because that was my rough end, so I'm fine with that. So yeah, it went really well. It's flat, it's not twisted. A few undulations which I'll get rid of with the plane. I won't do that on camera because I'm just going to spend a few minutes when I've got a few minutes to tidy it up. So very, very happy with that so far. Sorry, I had a low battery warning then on my camera. Yeah, so went really well, very happy with that. Looking forward to doing the legs next. So next up is the cross pieces for the legs. Yeah, got to get them right, obviously, got to get it all right, but so far so good. Done the two hardest bits, which is cutting the wood and making the bench top. It's nice and heavy, it's going to be great. Okay, thanks very much for watching. I'll link to the playlist here and probably another video that's related, maybe the next episode when it comes out. All right, thanks very much for watching. See you soon.